Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ. We are back in the green room. It's been a little while. We are heading just up north a little bit, not all the way up north, as you guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking with Andrew and Tristan, the guys from the band American Progress. The guys are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We've been chatting about everything Wisconsin for a while, so our Illinois listeners don't get pissed off. We got that out of my system already. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks for having us.
You guys are a band we're going to have.
I'm doing pretty well today myself.
Okay, sorry. It looked like he was talking, and then all of a sudden he was delayed there for a second. My bad, dude. I cut you off already. This interview's gonna go great for all of us.
That's all right. I experienced that just before with I wasn't sure if Tristan was done talking because his head kind of went.
Oh, it's you'd figure at this point we'd have better internet, better technology for things going on.
Oh, dude, they predicted this in the '80s. Don't you remember Max, the Pepsi Max guy?
I do not remember those ones. No, I was born in '86. Is this something I can go back and look at?
What was it was Max. It was like this. Oh my god, I'm failing. What was it was? Oh my god, I have to. I don't remember I'm gonna have to look this up.
All right, we're gonna have to look at it. But while you're doing that, we're gonna let our listeners know you guys are a band here that's relatively new. You guys are gonna be a great feature for the Artist Spotlight. Again, a feature we've done here on QLZ for about a year and a half at this point, diving into new bands, sharing new bands. With you guys being a Midwest band too, we're going to feature you on New on Q, our Saturday night show, with a track called Outlaw. And Andrew, do you want to tell me about Outlaw? Like, what would you like our listeners to know about it? While Tristan's doing some deep dive and research over here for us. What's something you'd like our listeners to know about this track? Whatever you feel like sharing about it.
Well, I think I'll share something that I don't even know if the rest of the band really knows because I don't talk about it a lot. But this song really stemmed from my love of video games more than anything else. It's a mix of my love for video games and then I don't know if you'd call them posers or tryhards or whatever, but like, you know, in the Milwaukee scene, I love Milwaukee, but there are some people out there that just think they're too good for everybody, you know, and they get really, really cliquey. And so I'm kind of this weird kind of songwriter where I kind of just sit in the corner of a room and observe people. And I'll just kind of like create scenarios in my head and conversations between people. And all the while I've got like the soundtrack from like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, like rolling through my head. So I've got this kind of like, you know, ska sort of thing going on. And I just imagine like, you know, a farm boy walking into one of these bars and then getting into an altercation just because they're judging each other right off the bat. Nobody knows anybody. They're just like, you suck. And no, you suck. You know? And so that's kind of what this song is really, really about. And then the Outlaw thing is kind of tongue in cheek. It's kind of like, you know, these guys think they're so cool and so badass. You're everybody's favorite outlaw, man. Don't worry about it. Then the other main line in that song, though, is something that I really take to heart. When we're all trying to figure it out, right? Like nobody really knows what we're doing. We don't know each other, what we're going through. So the main line of the song is "Keep on walking like you're not lost," and that's just like, I don't know if you want to say "fake it till you make it," but it's kind of just this thing like everybody is lost, man. Like we're all just trying to figure it out. Just keep on walking like you're not, you know, hold the head high, be confident while you're trying to figure it out.
I love it because you mentioned Tony Hawk. The first 15 seconds of this song, listening to it for the first time, and I watched the video about 10 minutes before we got rolling because I wanted the video fresh in my head and the song fresh in my head. I'm like, dude, if this isn't in the next Tony Hawk game, whoever puts the soundtrack together for that has done something wrong.
Get it?
Yeah, man.
Tristan, what did you find? Did you find
it was Max Headroom?
Okay.
Max Headroom.
Okay.
Oh, I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like glitchy. Like you did the Pepsi commercial. It was like Max Headroom.
Yep. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now that you bring that up, I was like, yes, I know exactly what this is right now.
I was like, how am I brain farting this right now?
Yeah. Dude, the music video for this, first off, where'd you guys film the music video? It looks like it's, I mean, obviously there's a couple different settings, but where'd you guys film this?
We got kicked out of 3 different malls around Milwaukee while filming this one. So just to keep everyone involved out of trouble, keep those malls nameless, but you know, there's only like 5 malls in the city, so you can probably figure it out.
Well, I was gonna ask you this and be like, all right, either because there's points where obviously you guys are beating up somebody in a rabbit suit at one point. I don't know. I don't know. That was you that got beat up. Okay.
It was in the rabbit suit. We had a very small cast for this, like literally like 5 people. So we had to do, you know, multiple roles. So yeah, all the skating in the Easter Bunny costume and me kicking Andrew in the head. That was Andrew in the Easter Bunny costume.
I was like, either they got permission to go film this in a mall somewhere, or they likely got kicked out. So between that, I was like, well, like there's some points where you guys are in an arcade and everything looks fine. You're playing like Guitar Hero or whatever else, and I'm like, well, that's not suspicious. And then the next thing is like, oh, let's beat the shit out of one of the guys in the band. So,
well, the funny thing was when we scouted the locations, like the malls we picked were dead on a regular like weekday. I think we were doing Sunday, so it was like a Sunday afternoon. Like we scouted them all in advance. We're like, there's like nobody here. We should be able to like get some good shots without having any big problems. And then we scheduled it all, and totally screwed up and didn't realize that we scheduled it for Easter weekend. And so all of a sudden, everywhere we're at is just all these people and all this stuff. And it was like, shit, like, okay, what do we do? Okay, well, now we're here and we don't have any other opportunity. So we're just going to just go for it. And yeah, all the shots look great. I'm really happy how it turned out. I think it was a lot of fun.
Were people around you confused? Like people actually there to shop or see the Easter Bunny? Were people very confused? What were their reactions?
So I got something for that. So, me going into this, again, I'm Tony Hawk's pro skater. I'm bringing my skateboard. I get to the mall. Tristan goes, I got you this Easter Bunny costume. I need you to put it on and get beat up. And I'm like, not where I thought today was going, but okay, So I'm skateboarding around the mall, just trying to live out my childhood fantasies over here, But I'm wearing the Easter Bunny costume. I wanted to see if I could skate while wearing it. And no, I couldn't see. Like, it was just, everything was white. Anytime I was facing the sun, all of the white in the face of that Easter Bunny just blinded me. So any of the shots of me skating, I'm totally blind. But to add to that, now the kids going into the mall are seeing, and it was crowded. Like, we thought it would, malls aren't popular anymore. It's going to be dead. No, it was absolutely packed. And the kids going into the mall are all like, oh, mommy, look, the Easter Bunny. And these guys have to keep going to get me, tap me on the shoulder to point which direction to wave to the kids.
Oh, my gosh.
Because I can't see. And all these cars are slowing down and starting to talk to me and stuff like that. And I'm just, being silent and waving. And I'm like...
So you were not, so people thought that you were the Easter Bunny that they were coming to see as well.
Yeah, because we found, like, by happy coincidence, we found that, Easter Bunny visit times or whatever thing where we shot it, which was right in the entrance of the mall. Because mind you, we got kicked out of a few malls doing this. So we go in there and we're just like, all right, everybody beat him up quick.
The beat down scene was very chop. But like,
how many takes did that take for beating up? Was it one take?
2.
I think it was 2.
Yeah. Like we said, we just got lucky with the fact that they had like a whole Easter Bunny scene built, and we're just kind of like, well, this is easy set value, so let's just grab it while we have the opportunity, and it worked out.
That's incredible. Andrew, you mentioned that Tristan gave you a bunny suit to come into, so it seems like you guys are kind of like, all right, we're a band. You're just like, I'll go along with this, which I think is it's not a throwaway line from you, but I think it's important if you're paying attention to know that, like, hey, we're in a band. I'm going to go along and be like, hey, this is cool. We're a band. We're close. You also mentioned kind of the song Outlaw, of how it's, somebody acts like they're hot shit in the scene. So for you guys, what do you think makes a good, like, local scene, whether it's in Milwaukee, whether it's in, like, here in Springfield? Like, when I was in Wausau, Central Wisconsin, it was a very tight local scene. So for you guys, what makes a successful local scene?
The biggest thing is, like, ego checks. Like, there's this whole thing where like if you're gonna be in a band and get on stage and not have stage fright and whatever, like you gotta have some level of confidence and some level of quote unquote ego.
Yeah.
But like, it does get to some people's heads and it becomes competitive. And I think the best scenes that I've been immersed in, while on the road or at home, and I think Milwaukee's scene is getting better this way, is being more collaborative and putting bands together on shows and not looking at it as this is my crowd. I'm trying to control these people and make them buy my stuff instead of their stuff. I think the mutual support thing, like me saying, hey, Trash Pandas are a great band out of Green Bay. Like, and wearing each other's stuff and merch trading and stuff like that. It needs to be like, hey, we are all trying to come up together and really show the rest of the world what we're doing here. And if even if your scene is more low key, it's still got to be just like, if I go jam with another band, these guys aren't gonna flip their lids, right? Because we're all polyamorous here. That's a term that Kashina Armand throws around a lot, and I love it. But just that kind of like letting go of, this is our market sort of thing, which happens a lot. Like there's tons of that around, and I just want it to go away.
No, I'm with you, dude, because it's like I said, doing certain local shows every once in a while, someone's like, oh, well, they're playing. This hasn't happened here in Springfield, but it happened in other places I've lived where it's like, oh, well, they're playing this band on the radio. Why are they playing this one? What's like, well,
yeah.
Do you want to support who's out there, or do you not? I think that's really what it comes down to. It's the biggest thing is support. So I love, like I said, I love the fact that you just showed up. There's an Easter Bunny costume waiting there for you, and you're just like, you know what, fuck it. This is my band. These are my buddies. I'm just gonna do it because it's gonna make we're close and it's gonna make us a better band. Debut record was July 4th, correct? That was debut record from you guys. Yes. Do We Know? So check it out. I love it. American Progress. You guys brought it out on July 4th. Did you guys go into this record knowing you wanted it to be just there's 10 songs, and I told you I've listened to almost all of it before we got going on here. I've got like 2 songs left. Was it kind of a conscious thing to be like, let's make a record with short songs and just hit people with a bunch of songs in a short amount of time?
I think, the thing was, we don't really practice much. So when we would practice, we would usually crank out a new song, or at least a structure that was being developed just about every practice. And by the time we would get together again for the next practice, it would by then have kind of evolved. And over the short course of this band, we've, had basically just kind of developed those 10 originals, and we're just like, this is a record. I think it's short, it's sweet, it punches, it comes out the gate hard, and it stays consistent. And it just felt collectively like a record. Kind of, it really just was very organic the way it came together. And so we just were like, yeah, this is what it is. Let's drop this one.
Same thing for you, Andrew, kind of going into that. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, for me, there's as much thought as I put into lyrics. Like there are some moments on the record where I'm really, saying my whole heart. And there's other moments on the record where I'm doing that thing where I'm just watching people and imagine this guy saying this thing to this person. But I really just wanted to get out all of the I guess the irritability I was keeping in me. I was starting to get irritated with these people around me, like looking at, and I felt myself starting to be like a little judgy, kind of like them, and I was like, that's not the way that I want to take this. So I got to yell this out somewhere. I got to like just release it into the universe or whatever and get it off my chest. So that way in my day to day, I can kind of just do my thing and be relaxed. And so American Progress really, for me personally, has become this outlet where I just play guitar really, really fast and yell really, really loud. And it kind of takes an organic shape with the other guys getting involved. The songs being short, I just think it's a tempo thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's my fault.
Well, like, and dude, that's the thing, man, like the songs are fun. Like, it's like, one song's done, the next one continues the energy of everything. And you mentioned there's stuff on there that's serious, and then there's stuff that there's eggs and bacon. Yeah. Maybe there's more of a deep dive behind that one, but like you mentioned, like, and some of these things are me being serious, and some are just like me pointing in the corner being irritable. And I was like, well, we got a song called Eggs and Bacon, so I mean,
yeah, I love that song.
And well, eggs and bacon is both. It's both of those things.
Okay.
It's me being super, super silly. Like the whole premise of the song, "Make me eggs and bacon, bitch," right?
Yeah.
Like it's like what? That doesn't make sense. But I was like, it's an attention grabber, whatever. Let's keep going with
Yeah.
it. And so I just started yelling all these things, and I'm just like imagining the guy who thinks he's like the alpha male and gets his way in a relationship, and he's in charge here and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like I said, I put myself in other headspaces for a minute. I'm like, who's this character? I guess the songs are all kind of just characters,
Okay.
and so I'm like painting this like sort of like caricature of like what I see in society, right? And so I just start hollering like I think this character in my head it would be hollering. And then we did the thing with eggs and bacon is we did so many takes of random
Okay.
stuff that what made it into the song isn't even like a third of it,
Okay.
it's
That is
I just went off on tangents and rants about
Mhm.
damn it, woman. And stuff like that.
that was super accurate, man. That one
Yeah.
for me too, like mixing it, I think was one of the most challenging ones because it's the newest of the songs we had written. So like we really hadn't ironed it out yet. Honestly, we haven't played it at a live show yet ever.
Okay.
We're gonna premiere it for the first time this Thursday at Harley. It'll be the first time we've ever played this
Nice.
song live in front of an audience. So that's exciting. But yeah, I mean, that was a fun morning. We did it in the morning while eating breakfast. Like we were eating breakfast in the studio to recording the song. So I mean, again, just organic.
So you guys are part of the big Harley celebration birthday.
Well, yeah, I was involved with it. We played it last year.
Okay.
Last year we were on the opening act at the Harley Museum.
Okay. What was it like playing that show? Because obviously, I think it's the Offspring this year. It was Foo Fighters last year, and I think Offspring this year.
Yeah, the thing is like the whole city just gets overran with motorcycles, and
Yeah.
it's a vibe. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like Sturgis and Milwaukee. A lot of people come in for it, so it's fun to play those big crowds. It's fun to play on those big stages. So yeah, we got to do. We're really grateful for Harley for putting us on those. Them and Jesse James Dupree, they've been really good to this band so far, and they're putting us on big stages and helping us get to a larger audience. And we couldn't be more grateful for that.
Awesome. I saw Jesse on Saturday with Jackal.
Oh man, I love that guy so much. Yeah, we've been friends for years.
Sounds so good.
Yeah. The new Jackal thing, the one they did with Brian Johnson from AC/DC, that song slaps, man.
Yeah, his solo record. I interviewed Jesse a couple of months ago. Then he actually played here in the area back in March. Went out to see him do a solo thing, and then he was at they were just outside Peoria here this past Saturday with Plush doing a Rock the Races kind of thing. So saw him with Jackal for the first time in like 6 or 7 years. And man, dude, he sounds great. He was just telling me he was up in Milwaukee doing a bunch of stuff too. Too bad I didn't talk to you guys last week.
Yeah, I again, like Jesse's he has such a strong work ethic. He's one out of all like the rock star singers I've ever met. Like I think he's up there with like one of the most hardest working people I've ever known. Like he puts in the extra effort and it shows. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, Jesse, we love Jesse.
Yeah. What do you guys, obviously, the debut full-length record just came out. You guys, I think, have been in this industry long enough. The people always want to know what's next. So what does kind of the rest of the year look like for you guys? Is there more music you want to get out? Is it get out and play these songs that we finally have out? Kind of what's your guys last, like, well, we're over halfway done with 2024 already. What's the last 5 months of this year look like for you guys?
Well, so on the music front, which is where I like to keep my head, we call Tristan the business, so
Okay.
basically like it's kind of nice because in a lot of other projects that I've been a part of, I've always been that kind of, I handle all the business and management side of things. It's really nice to have this outlet. Like I said, American Progress is really an outlet where I can just get stuff out. So in terms of songwriting, I'm able to fire off song after song after song after song because I don't have to worry as much about the things that Tristan is handling. So in terms of, do we have new music? Yeah, there's tons of it. These guys haven't even heard it yet. It's just a whole bunch of me, playing guitar and yelling out my feelings.
There you go.
Man, I was in LA last week just kind of shopping around the record, and I woke up to a video from this guy just out of bed, shirtless with an acoustic guitar. We're like, what do you guys think of this new song? And I'm just like, Oh my God, yeah. So we already started working on album 2. Like we're super into it already, man. Like, yeah, like I said, if we could practice every day, we'd probably have 20 albums by now. You know, it's just one of those things that they just come together really easy, and it's awesome.
That's great. Again, Outlaw is the single for you guys. You're going to radio right now. We've got the Artist Spotlight this Friday, new on Q, coming very shortly as well. For you guys, I ask this question to every band that comes on for the first time. It used to be a blog post when I was in Wisconsin. It's talking about your favorite complete albums, your favorite no-skip records for the first time. So whenever a band comes on for the first time, I like to ask this question, get your thoughts, because sometimes there's ones where I'm like, you know what, that makes sense. And then sometimes I'm like, never saw this come up from people ever. So for you guys, your favorite some of your favorite no-skip records.
Oh man, all right, yeah, I'll take that. So they have the longest album names in the world, but Coheed and Cambria, Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness is a mouthful to say, but it's a perfect record front to back. I am convinced. Like, I feel that way about a couple of theirs, though. I'm really attached to that band personally. I've got some of their ink all over me and whatever, but I've seen them like 27 or 28 times. But that record in particular, I would choose because it did have commercial success, and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's the popular one." I'm like, "Yeah," because it's good. It's more palatable. Like, there are other records that I probably attach to in a sentimental way more than that record from them. But if I just want to throw something on and just be in it until the very end, that is like the perfect record.
Awesome. Tristan, for you, some of your favorite no-skip records.
Cool, man. There's so much good stuff out there. And like he said, it's like one of those, like, is it a no-skip because it's sentimental to me, or is it a no-skip because I like, the composition? There's a lot of different reasons why I love and you'd have a no-skip record. But some of the first ones that come to mind for me are Anima from Tool. That one for me I think that's also a sentimental thing. That was one of those, like, the first time I heard that sonically, I was like blown away at how great the record sounded. Another one is Smash from The Offspring. That's just one of those I put on and I'm just like, it feels good and I love listening to it. So yeah, man, I'd say those two are definitely in some of my top records of all time.
Awesome. Well, again, man, you guys are on this Friday. Oh, go ahead.
No,
you have another one?
No. I mean, I could go on that one for a minute.
All right. Next time we talk, we'll just talk about no-skip records the entire time. So again, man, we get you guys on this Friday, Artist Spotlight, 8:30, American Progress. Where can everybody follow you guys? Socials, website. People want to see more from you guys, buy merch, all that kind of stuff. Where can people follow you guys in the socials and help support the band?
We don't have an official website. We're a social media-based only kind of platform, but we're on all of them. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. You know the deal. Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah. He's got it down already. Andrew, Tristan, man, guys, I appreciate the time.
Oh yeah, we appreciate you, man.